before in my life. Way better. How to treat a woman. That's what I want. I just want to exalt her. I want to hold her. I don't expect anything from her other than her letting me be nice to her and snuggle her. And that's it, man. I don't ask a lot. I'm not demanding. I just want to be whole, man. I want to be at peace. I want to be in love. I want a beloved. More than, I mean, if you offered me all the wealth in the world, no chance. No chance. I'll take the beloved. But I'm picky. There's been very few girls over the years, especially the last 30 years. I'm not going to get into it. Start gushing about Lauren again. But these 4 cups of Joe I had this morning, it's a little much for me, and that's why I can get a little intense. You know, I like that name, Joe. Isn't that a friendly name? My dad's dad was named Joe. My dad's name was Richard. I think that's a good name because there's a lot. It's a very versatile name. But I do like Joe. His name was Joseph Daniel, and then my dad's brother, he had one brother. His name was Daniel Joseph. Credit. And but Lauren's brother is named Joe, and I like that name. Maybe I'll change my name to Joe. But then I was thinking it'd be easier because my middle name is my dad's first name, Richard. So Christopher Richard, credit. Rico, you know, Rico Christopher. Yeah, maybe something like that. So it's just changing my name around because toward the end of his life, he had changed it multiple times in his life. He liked to be called different things. And it was Dick for the longest time. Of course, that's a variation of Richard. And then it was Richard. Sometimes people would call him Richard, but Dick. And then for many years, a couple of decades, he went to Dickie. He liked to be called Dickie. I guess he thought it sounded cute and friendly, so that's who he wanted to be. And then toward the end, he went for Rico, and I like Rico. It's got a ring to it. I was watching an episode of this Young Sheldon. It's a sitcom with spinoff from this Big Bang Theory. And the grandma, very attractive woman, she's in her 70s, but she's still very attractive. She says something in one quote, she kick him in the nuts at a baseball game they were playing, the girl that's in the show. She told her to kick him in the nuts. And I think to myself, you know, could you imagine if that had been turned around, vice versa, you know, a advice to a boy regarding a girl. You know, I think that's uncalled for. I don't know who allowed that line, who came up with it, but you people need to think a little bit. I mean, even if it was the guy, hit her in the boobs or something. I mean, that would be like, oh my God, what did they just say? I mean, it'd be virtually the end of the show. But yet, guys, I mean, we're all, oh yeah, my nuts, my junk, and all this crap. Instead of, those are your royal jewels, dude. Your crown jewels. You know, stop giving your milk away for free. And for God's sake, stop paying to give your milk away. Your precious God-given milk, your ability to procreate, man. You guys, you got to start, thinking highly of yourselves. Have some God-given self-esteem and self-respect. Dignity about that. Rapists and all this. I mean, God, you get. Sometimes I'm ashamed to be a guy. We're more violent and all that. I was watching this show on PBS, some Nova special about the violence. We're not animals. We're distinct from animals because we have this thing called imagination. We're godlike animals. Men don't have to resort to this kind of crap. There's plenty of fish in the sea, guys. We don't need to fight over them. I mean, some guys have multiple wives, I guess, if you live in Utah. Did you hear about that woman that was just busted for being topless in her own home or in the garage or something because she was under? Wait, what about all these go topless marches? Women have every much right to be topless as men. What the hell is this turning a woman's breast into an obscenity? I mean, if I was a woman, I mean, I empathize with women about that. Okay, and I know there's controversy and look. Size doesn't matter, ladies. Men like them all. A lady's a lady. A woman's a woman. A female's a female. If she's of the female persuasion, okay, men love her. Okay, that's it. They dote over her. They adore her. She's very attractive. Whether she has tiny breasts, which I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I like them all, but I mean, I don't know. There's something about a woman because there's some like this humility thing. I mean, I don't know. I love all women, okay? But men, men are so lustful and the whole porn thing. I mean, look, if it was up to me, there wouldn't be any porn at all. I mean, and that would include anything that would arouse your sexuality, guys, And Playboy, men love to dote at the female. I mean, and then you could we rationalize so easily, say, God, you created these most beautiful of all creatures. You're crowning glory, this woman. And, if you're a single guy especially, but even married men, I mean, have a hard time not wanting to look at other females. But, I mean, when it comes to devotion, I believe one man, one woman. And, guys, I mean, you got to be content with your beloved. You cannot have wandering eyes in the sense that you're going to think about leaving her because some woman's got larger breasts. I mean, that's why I blame men for the whole thing with the artificial breasts and all this. It's so stupid. But ladies, don't, I mean, look, you're all beautiful. You're all beautiful. And humility is beautiful. Large, medium, or small-breasted women, you're beautiful. But I do not understand this woman being arrested. She being charged with some kind of, she offended these children somehow. And this, I mean, for God's sake, can't underage kids can go into the theater and watch an X-rated or R-rated movie with their parents? We all know what they're showing in these R-rated movies. I mean, kids, teenagers are watching X-rated stuff. They want to know it all. They want to see it all. I remember I went through all that. Hey, you know what? I mean, it's a great temptation. But, look, I'm just saying that, this is crazy that, a woman would get arrested for being topless in her own home. We have protesters down in Berkeley, California, trying to steal Ann Coulter's free speech in Berkeley. And they say they're the most, these are the tolerant ones that tell us to stop being intolerant. I mean, I don't get that. So if you live to be 100, you'll live approximately 36,500 days or 5,414 weeks or 451 months. I calculated how many seconds you'll live if you live to be 100, and I do remember it, which is good for me, but it's 3,153,600,000 approximately. Of course, leap years weren't calculated. Well, friends, I got to wrap it up soon. I'll share a few thoughts, but couple, whatever I've got time. I know I've got about 3 minutes here. But just remember, you are a very special, unique creature. You're a godlike creature. You're God's child. And God's a good God. All-powerful, wants the best for you. But we got to step up to the plate, and we've got to fight the good fight. It's written we're created just a little lower than the angels. We've got big shoes to fill. But just understand that you are an incredible creature. God's got it all figured out. Don't worry about overpopulation. Remember, solutions to all of our problems. God can be whatever God wants to be. It's written that he's spirit, but he's got it all under control ultimately. And he says also that I am just I am. I mean, we don't really need to involve ourselves to know more than just, well, why do we like to create? And, well, if God likes to create, it's all part and parcel. It's just a big, giant freak. Maybe God doesn't know his origins. It just is. He says, I am. I don't know. How does God even know? But it's a trip, man. But we're like appendages. We're very important to God. He cares very much about the minutiae in all our lives. And we just talk to him like a friend. I mean, silently talk. Anytime we want, we can turn to God. No matter what we're doing. You're driving down the freeway. Anytime at all, he wants to hear from you. He loves you very much. More than all the people that genuinely love you in the whole world can ever love you. People that would die for you. He loves you vastly more than them. And it's important and you've got to let other people know that. We're priceless, precious treasure to God. He's after the souls of men. We're what it's all about, not anything else in this world. Do your level best not to be evil, and thereby winding up in an even more appalling realm than this. It is every individual's prerogative, each person's personal decision to make. If we choose correctly, this current realm is as evil as it will ever be for us. The best reason, the most compelling logic for demanding universal freedom, including financial freedom, from cradle to grave, is that it is empirically and factually true that it is very unnatural for any person to not only crave, but have a burning, God-given compulsion to contribute to society, to give of their God-given talents. So in other words, the system can't break down if you have universal prosperity because of what God instilled in us from creation, from our inception.